therefore cannot be sued on matters raised in debate. Did you know that in order to manage the parliamentary proceedings, there are 89 rules governing the House called standing orders? Did you know that the late Sir Louis Coulson-Latide, George Austin, Eustace Francis, Fred de Gazon, Pershing Waldron, Eden Bowers, Marie Davis-Pierre, Crispin Sorrento, Neva Edwards, Osborne Sims, and the late Speaker Emerita Alex Boyd Knight served as speakers of the House of Assembly? Did you know that the current Speaker of the House of Assembly is Honorable Joseph Isaac? Did you know that the late Eustace Francis was elected representative of the Roseau South constituency while he served as Speaker of the House of Assembly? Did you know that government will take an amendment to the Value-Added Tax Act to Parliament this morning to bring relief to householders? There will also be a debate on supplementary estimates. This morning, Did You Know, made possible compliments of the good folks of Quartz Dominica Limited. Up next, we'll bring you the DBS Major Morning News. Stay tuned.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: a primary school teacher of Pennville has been acquitted of causing death by dangerous driving, but a secondary school teacher is before the courts on guns and ammunition charges. Government will take an amendment to the Value-Added Tax Act to Parliament this morning. In news from the region, Popcorn and Sensia for down to perform for the final election rallies in St. Vincent and the Grenadines tomorrow, and the United States and Russian officials to meet in Abu Dhabi for Ukraine peace talks after deadly overnight strikes. Good morning, I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Major Morning News. The details right after this.
Ever wondered what's in your milk? These are the following benefits of Distinction Milk. It's a great source of calcium and protein, vitamin A and D added. It's definitely not a filled milk like some of the other brands. Distinction Milk texture and taste is great for shakes, baking, pouring cream, and a side for mashed potatoes and much more. Even better, because of its rich texture, Distinction Evaporated Milk can be stretched. Isn't it great to know what's in your milk? Distinction Milk, distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
Welcome back. First up in the news this morning, a primary school teacher of Pennville, John Christopher, has been acquitted of causing the death of Joan Avis Robinson through dangerous driving. A 9-member jury consisting of 4 men and 5 women delivered the verdict yesterday following a 1-week trial.
According to the indictment, on August 1st, 2022, at Lago Portsmouth, Christopher allegedly caused 68-year-old Joan Avis Robinson's death by operating a Yamaha motorcycle on a public road in a manner dangerous to the public. During the trial, Director of Public Prosecution Shuma Darampo called 7 witnesses in an attempt to prove the prosecution's case. Justice Tijela McDowell also granted the prosecution's request to visit the scene of the accident. In her closing argument, the DPP relied on eyewitness Samuel Kernon, who said that he saw Christopher hit Robinson moments after she left the perpetrator bar, causing her body to be thrown about 5 feet into the air and landing on her head. The prosecution also relied on Christopher's admission that he saw Robinson before the collision but did not stop, arguing this was sufficient evidence for a conviction. The defense maintained that Robinson walked into the road without looking. In an unsworn statement from the prisoner's dock, Christopher said he was riding cautiously, and after allowing a vehicle to pass, he proceeded forward and suddenly saw Robinson step from behind parked vehicles into his lane without checking for traffic. He said he tried to avoid a head-on collision, but she bumped his shoulder, throwing both him and his motorcycle onto the road. Emotionally addressing the court, he averred that regardless of the verdict, he is serving a life sentence as he relieves the incident in his mind. Following the summation from her ladyship, the jury took just over an hour to return a not guilty verdict on the main charge and 2 alternate charges. Christopher was represented by defense attorneys Wayne Norday and Gina Abraham Thomas. Ronaldo Luke Pascal reporting for DBS News.
Meanwhile, at the Magistrates Court, a secondary school teacher has pleaded not guilty to 14 charges of possession of firearm and ammunition. During his court appearance before Magistrate Michael Loda, Nathaniel Michael John of Paybush, who resides at Bourne, elected a summary trial.
According to the complaint, it is alleged that on November 20th, 2025, at his residence in Bourne, John had in his possession 5 firearms, over 100 rounds of ammunition, and more than 50 spent shells. Defense attorneys Wayne Norday and Gina Abraham Thomas, who represent the accused, applied for bail, arguing that while the number of charges may appear extreme, the items involved are of very low caliber, typically used for hunting of birds and wildlife. Norday urged the court to distinguish this case from other firearms matter before the court, noting that none of the weapons have been used in the commissioning of any offense. He reminded the court that under the Constitution, the accused is presumed innocent until proven guilty, and it is not in the public's interest for a teacher of over 17 years to be on remand. He further submitted that his client was not opposed to any bail conditions. The defense also called the accused wife, who testified that denying bail to her husband would not be in the best interest of their family. However, Director of Public Prosecution Shuma Dharampo opposed bail pursuant to Section 7(2)(e) of the Bail Act, arguing that the accused bore the burden of satisfying the court that it is in the public's interest to grant bail. She said, based on the defense submissions, the burden had not been met. In support of her opposition, the DPP called investigator Constable Bruno and firearms expert Jefferson Farrell as witnesses. The matter was adjourned to Wednesday for the continuation of the DPP submission on the objection to bail. The accused was remanded into the custody of the investigating officer until such time. Ronaldo Luke Pascal reporting for DBS News.
In some more news this morning, Finance Minister Dr. Irvin McIntyre says government will take an amendment to the Value Added Tax Act to Parliament this morning to bring relief to householders. Dr. McIntyre says the amendment to the Value Added Tax Act is among the highlights for Parliament. Parliament will also debate supplementary estimates.
We'll be going to Parliament to present schedule for supplementary appropriation for financial year July 2024 to June 2025. We'll also present the bill titled Highway Maintenance Levy Act 2025. And it is important to note that this will not affect motorcycles, private vehicles, and small commercial vehicles. There will also be resolutions to amend Schedule 2 of the Value Added Tax Act to exempt a number of food, household, and personal items from October 1, 2025. All this is in an effort to cushion the impact of higher than normal imported inflation on our citizens and residents. Also, there will be a resolution to legislate the reduction in excise tax on motor vehicles manufactured 10 years or less, which was announced in my fiscal year 2025-2026 budget address. All this is part of the broader initiative to reduce the import of very old vehicles and encourage residents to import newer vehicles and purchase used vehicles locally.
And that's Minister for Finance, Dr. Irvin McIntyre. Parliament convenes at 10 o'clock this morning and will be broadcast live on all DBS frequencies and social media platforms. A cybersecurity professional, Charles Grant, says organizations and individuals must become more vigilant as cyber attacks pose a threat to Dominica and the Caribbean. His comments as Dominica prepares for a cybersecurity workshop at the Goodwill Parish Hall on the 4th of December.
So just inviting all small business persons, the general public, to basically come out and get some information as far as what cybersecurity is. Cybersecurity is usually at the back of a lot of person's mind because they feel like we're too small or I don't do a lot online. But today, the threat actors, the adversaries, they don't care if you're small, big or little. At the end of the day, it's a job for them. And what they're doing is basically trying to collect enough payday for each day. So you might only lose 100 US. However, that 100 US multiplied by 1,000 for their day is a good day for them. So in the Caribbean, in Dominica, we need to be aware of that. Small business places losing $4,000 on a transaction, that could really hamper your buying power for the next year, or the next couple of months, because now you have to figure out where am I going to get that next 4,000 US or 1,000 US. It all depends on the size of the business. We all shop online and we take it for granted at times that there are people out there just waiting and trying to get you to make a mistake so they could have a good payday. But for you as a small business person, as an individual, you losing that revenue, it's going to take you some time to catch up.
A cybersecurity professional, Charles Grant. Rosalie Bay Distillery and Oceans Forward has received a silver award at the 5th Annual Anthem Awards. The awards were received in the category of Sustainability, Environment and Climate Product Innovation or Service. The Ministry of Tourism and the Discover Dominica Authority congratulated both companies on their awards.
The Ministry of Tourism and the Discover Dominica Authority congratulate Rosalie Bay Distillery and Oceans Forward on receiving a silver award at the 5th Annual Anthem Awards. This is a proud moment for Dominica. It highlights our growing leadership in conservation, innovation, and strengthens our position as the nature island. Rosalie Bay Distillery is the world's only conservation distillery and directs all its earnings to marine protection. Their work shows how responsible enterprise can support our environment and create sustainable opportunities for our communities. This award matters because it places Dominica on the global stage as a country that protects what makes us unique.
And that's the Chief Executive Officer of the Discover Dominica Authority and Director of Tourism, Marva Williams. A fresh call for the home, church and community to help mold the youth into leaders in society. Minister for National Security, Reuben Blackmore, says too many youth fail to see the benefits of hard work and they become vulnerable to criminal activity. Mr. Blackmore made the statement at the Police Awards ceremony on the weekend.
What we have to do, therefore, is to work within the home setting, within the churches, within community, within our peer groups, to ensure that we take into consideration these challenges that our young men are confronted with. Growing up as a young man, your father was a role model. Somebody in the community who embraced industry was your role model. Those things have changed with the degrading of our value system. So you know what? Instead of embracing industry, hard work, somebody will tell you, why become a police officer? Why become a teacher? Why study? Why go to school? When you can sell something for $2,000 and make more money than a teacher would have made in 1 month. That is what our young men are confronted with. Let us not fool ourselves. It means, therefore, we have to work in concert to help our young men navigate the difficulties of this contemporary world. That is where the homes comes in, the schools, the churches, the peer groups, the workplaces, government, social systems to help build character and to mold our young men and women into wholesome individuals, contributing towards mainstream society.
And that's Minister for National Security, Rayburn Blackmore. And the Chief Youth Development Officer, Merita Hyacinth, has encouraged over 100 graduates of an 8-week short course program to put their newfound skills into action. Hyacinth says several stakeholders came together to ensure the courses were held.
To our instructors, your guidance, your creativity and dedication made the difference. To our youth officers, your coordination ensure that every training site remain active, functional, and supported. And to our community partners, thank you for believing in our young people and playing a direct role in making this program possible. I want to say to the trainees receiving the certificate today, remember this. This ceremony is a doorway to your next step. Whether you choose to continue training, start a business, support your families, or explore a new career path, you know that the Youth Development Division stands ready to walk that journey with you. And to everyone gathered here, I invite you to remember this. Today is the outcome of putting out hard work.
And that's the Chief Youth Development Officer, Merita Hyacinth. Let's head into news from the region this morning as two of Jamaica's top musical performers will headline final mass rallies for the United Labour Party, the ULP, and the New Democratic Party, the NDP, tonight as both parties aim to energize voters before Thursday's crucial election. Popular dancehall artist Popcorn is confirmed to headline the ULP rally at Arnoldsville, while Shensia will take to the stage for the NDP's rally at Campden Park. Both parties are strategically leveraging these high-profile music acts to attract and motivate potential voters before the polls on Thursday. The musical performances are expected to draw significant crowds, potentially helping each party make a last-minute appeal to undecided voters. And on the international scene, 6 people have been killed in Russian strikes in Ukraine overnight as diplomatic efforts to end the war continue. In Russia, officials say 3 people have been killed after Ukraine carried out strikes in the border regions of Krasnodar and Rostov. It comes as a U.S. official confirms to the BBC that they will meet with Russian representatives in Abu Dhabi later today. Well, that's the news. Let's recap the headlines. Of course, a primary school teacher at Penville has been acquitted of causing death by dangerous driving, but a secondary school teacher is before the courts on guns and ammunition charges. Government will take an amendment to the value-added tax to Parliament this morning. Popcorn and Shensia for the final election rallies in St. Vincent and the Grenadines tonight, and the U.S. and Russian officials to meet in Abu Dhabi for Ukraine peace talks after deadly overnight strikes. That's the news. Stay tuned for sports.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica. And yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. Call us at 255-6810 or 316-0164 or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight, no time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank, 420 pound propane tank, 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe, 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Here's a quick tip from NBD.
A quick tip from the National Bank of Dominica Limited. Scammers may send fake emails or texts. Remember, NBD will never ask you to reset your more banking password or share your card PIN, CVV, or other sensitive information this way. Stay alert. Stay secure. When in doubt, contact NBD, your partner, your bank.
Welcome to the morning sports. Let's kick off with football news. One of the newcomers and overseas-based players on the women's national football team, Chloe Lequant, feels that she can be a difference maker in the team as Dominica gets set for the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers this weekend. Well, Dominica has been placed in Group B with Jamaica, Guyana, Nicaragua and Antigua. And Dominica will play its first game against Jamaica at the Darren Sammy National Stadium in St. Lucia on Saturday. LaQuent says she is happy to be part of the setup.
I'm from Whitby. I play on Pickering Football Club. I'm a striker midfielder. And yeah, my dad's Dominican, and that's how I'm relating to the Dominica team.
All right, first time representing Dominica at any level?
No, I played for the U20 in February, and this is my second time.
Second time. All right, so sure you're very proud, very excited to be part of the team. Just tell me what it means for you to represent Dominica.
I feel very proud because this is my dad's country, so I want to play for him and play for the country and all my family here. So I like it. And meet all my new friends too. I like meeting them again. Yeah.
All right. In terms of your role on the team, like you said, you're a striker and midfielder. So what do you hope to bring to this team in terms of energy?
Oh, I want to bring a goal, and I want to just pass the ball around, give them time to score a goal too, for them to score, and then me and my friend Trinity, we're both planning on doing something big for the team.
And that's national women's player Chloe Lequant. Another newcomer and overseas-based player is Trinity Esprit.
Well, I'm originally from Canada. I play fullback there. That's my main position. Fullback, winger, wingback. That's my position. I've been enjoying soccer since I was 4. It's a family game with my brother Trevine and Tristan. We all play, and it's just been something I've really grown to love over the years.
I want to get your reaction when you got that call that you're going to be part of the Dominica team.
I was excited because obviously it's a new opportunity. I've done a lot of things in football, playing in different countries, played in Mexico and China. So this is just a step up in my career and for me to keep on progressing in the career that I hope to achieve.
First time representing Dominica at any level?
Yes, it's the first time.
All right, so a fullback, what do you hope to bring to this team?
Yeah, I would say definitely hard. I would say hard work and determination. Definitely my speed will be an asset on here as well, just to be a part of this team and get to know them and build on each player's strengths, and as we could work together and see how each of us could better the team as one.
How pumped up are you to come up against the big teams in CONCACAF?
It will be really great. I'm excited for that. The first team to play against is Jamaica, so that's a big one to go against one of the best teams in the Caribbean. That's going to be exciting. They really test yourself as a player and as a team to see where you're at and how you can better yourself. And so it's just going to be a good experience in general.
And that's senior women's national player Trinity Esprit. Well, Esprit and Equant are among a number of overseas-based players on the team. The full team reads goalkeepers Diamond Daniel, Joel Harv, and Gelisha Lockhart. Defenders Sagaria St. Joe's, Jasarias Paul, Brina Laura, Leon Laura, Kimra Joseph, Jessica Pelwi, Trinity Esprit, Charles Whitney, and Daniel Laura. The midfielders Timika Pelwi, Rosalina Paul, Kenisha Joseph, Alian George, Chloe Lequant, Eden Lander, Kimara Felix, and Naomi Defo. And the strikers, Brittany Dennis, Star Humphreys, and Lamaya Ford. The women's national team is being coached by Ronnie Gustav, with Sheldon Kazimi as his assistant. The team manager is Regina Walsh. Steve Samuel is equipment manager. Melvin Angol, the goalkeeper coach. Sheena Harry, the team media officer. Rosanette Peltier-Luge, the team medic, and Julie Polidor is the team's trainer. We'll bring you more on Dominica's preparations for the CONCACAF Women's World Cup qualifiers throughout the course of this week. Let's move to some cricket news now, as the West Indies head coach Darren Sammy feels that the West Indies stand a good chance in the upcoming Test series with New Zealand. Well, that series gets underway on the 1st of December. Sammy says that the team showed good moments despite losing the ODI series to New Zealand on the weekend. He says while historically the West Indies have not done well in New Zealand in Test cricket, the team has to be positive.
Obviously, the series, we created so many opportunities to win. When I look at the 7 games that were played, we were in contention to win 5 of them. We let it slip away, but credit must go to New Zealand, how they've made home a fortress. But I was quite impressed with the positives that we had coming out of that series. Now, the test match arena, and Jerome just whispered to me something we've never won here since 1995. I'm thinking that's about 30 years, so we have a challenge on our hands. But I was just seeing these guys prepared. The intensity at training today is something that we've spoken about, and to see the immediate reaction to the things that we want to see. The practice session was quite good, so I'm quite happy with the way the preparation is going.
That's the West Indies head coach Darren Sammy. Well, the West Indies will be engaged in a tour match starting this evening Caribbean time. Meantime, New Zealand has announced that Kane Williamson has been included in their squad for the first test against the West Indies in Christchurch, and also that pace bowler Blair Tickner has been handed a recall for the first time since 2023. Still of cricket news, India are chasing 549 for victory, while South Africa will need just 8 runs, or that should be 8 wickets, as the two teams head into the final day of the second test later tonight. South Africa declared their second innings on 260 for 5. That was on day 4 last night, with Tristan Stubbs getting 94. India, they were set a massive 549 to win, and they were 27 for 2 at stumps on day 4. The scores so far in that test match is South Africa 489 and 260 for 5 declared. India 201 and 27 for 2. India needs 522 more runs to win. South Africa just 8 wickets. Play resumes at 11:30 tonight, Caribbean time. Still of cricket news, well, the Windward Islands Volcanoes will be looking to put last weekend's defeat behind them as they head into their next encounter with Trinidad as the CWI Regional Super 50 Overs tournament continues today. Well, the Volcanoes went down to Barbados by 7 wickets on the weekend. Trinidad, meantime, are coming off a win over Guyana. Well, the two teams will meet at 9 o'clock this morning. Other matches today will see the Leeward Islands taking on Guyana and Jamaica playing Barbados. Meantime, it's still early days, but Barbados, they're leading the point standings with 27 points. The Windward Islands are second on 15, Trinidad third with 10, the Leeward 6, Guyana 5 points, and Jamaica has just 4 points. Let's go back to some football news as the Tarish United Football Academy has benefited from football boots, compliments Adidas through the efforts of the Be More Mentorship Foundation and other partners, where the presentation was made to the ACS Tarish United Academy on the weekend. Kieran Charles of the Be More Mentorship Foundation says the move is in keeping with the foundation's drive of helping to change lives.
I want to say thank you to Adidas and OptiShop, that these are the main sponsors. Not forgetting Mr. Jason Andrew, Spraga, better known as Spraga, former Zebians player, national player. And we had a collaboration with the Be More Mentorship Foundation with me here on the ground to deliver the boots to the Tarish Football Academy, the head coach James Jovier. So today we gave out like 30 pairs of boots to the young boys and them to enhance their football, and hopefully can help them in their training and their games, and that they can go out and represent the community better, where we came from as well as former players and friends of this area. So we would love to give back to this area, which we are proud of.
Tell me a little bit more about the Be More program.
Well, the Be More program is a program we founded, I think, it was 2021, where we do a holistic training where we encourage children to be more in everything they want to be, not just the academics, but in mechanic, you're talking about woodworks, electricals. We do a lot of stuff and a lot of donation in that aspect, and mentorship in that aspect. And anybody who wants to deal with enhancing children's future, we collaborate with them and try to do our best to bring forth that kind of program everywhere we go.
And that's Kieran Charles of the Be More Mentorship Foundation. Meantime, President of the Tarish United Football Academy, James Jovier, says the donation will help the club.
Today is a very special day for us because, especially for the community that we come from and having a lot of less privileged kids. Today we feel elated, to have Adidas and OptiSports assist us with boots for all the kids of our academy. So, we are really thankful to Adidas and also to Mr. Andrew for making his efforts overseas to get that thing possible for us. It has been something we have been working on for a little while, and to see it come through it really makes me personally feel very good, and I know the kids are happy and they really appreciate what they received today.
I'm president of the Tarish United Football Club, James Jovier. Let's end with some Domino news, as there were some stunning upsets as the Julius Timothy Independence Domino League continued on the weekend. League coordinator Delvin Esprit has more.
What a surprising last weekend it was, as a number of top teams suffered defeat in the Julius Timothy Domino League. One of the biggest casualty was Isaac Bar Brutal Forces. They went down to Marcy Square by 377 points. Final scores: Marcy Square 3,026, Brutal Forces 2,649. The unbeaten and league leaders Brigadier Stars 3,032, Focus 2,473, Roadblock 3,067, Babdat 2,646, Badside 3,002, NATO Full Effects 2,951, West Coast Credit and Jerry Adrian Violence 3,016, non-players 1,987, and went down to Babdad. Final scores: Babdad 3,010, Violence 2,757, Wake Up Stars 3,008, Itasi Stars 2,251, non-players 3,007, Roadside 2,482, and Warriors 3,027, Rosima White City 2,343. Delvin Esprit reporting.
And we say thanks to Delvin Esprit for that report. And that will come to the end of the DBS Morning Sports Report. More sporting highlights for you throughout the course of the day. On behalf of the entire News and Sports Department, our links person, Azari Williams, I'm Gavin Richards saying good morning.
Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Here's a quick tip from NBD.
A quick tip from the National Bank of Dominica Limited. Scammers may send fake emails or texts. Remember, NBD will never ask you to reset your more banking password or share your card PIN, CVV, or other sensitive information this way. Stay alert. Stay secure. When in doubt, contact NBD, your partner, your bank.